Hello again, and we got some more news here. And so a few days ago, I've been following some of this guy's stuff. He's sort of a centrist, but he's a lawyer, and he talks about certain bills our Canadian government is doing. And this one's horrible. Basically, the previous video I just did, because I showed another website's news, okay, I have to pay them for that, and it's set up by the CRTC, and then even if my video were monetized, all the money for that video wouldn't go to me at all. Okay, it takes all the money from it. Okay, so this completely kills independent news. Okay, and this is what I was warning people about. You know, with C11, C10, this and S210, they first do those things, so they got everybody hooked in, and then they do this shit. Okay, and like I said, okay, because I'm talking about it to people, because I'm in the face of some people about these things who claim they're for freedom and everything, and yet they're not talking about these bills. They're not talking about these laws as they get passed. So they're bullshitting you. Okay, the so-called freedom trucker thing. While all that's going on, you got C11 and S210 working their way through the parliament. You got Trudeau making a deal with the NDP so that they can keep power till 2025, so they can do this kind of crap. And then it's control. It's 100% control, whatever government's in charge. So, like, and then they can just squash it, okay? And, you know, it's the same thing. Like, how, when you're told to talk to, say you do a game video and you're okay with that, and you got a little sticker on there, you do it, and then they say this is somebody else's video. First of all, you feel quite offended to that, so you're already in a bitchy mood, and then you got uh, two options: you file the counter notice and you contact the person. YouTube on Twitter told me that in order to investigate things, you have to do the counter notice. Okay, so if there's been a mistake or something, they can sort it. Okay, well, it doesn't seem to work. They just keep rejecting them, no matter how. You could have you could have a video of you doing the video, making that video, and it would still not seem to phase them. Okay, but anyway, so I contact the guy with email, and what happens? He says, I don't know what's going on. I took the takedown down and asked my YouTube manager, and then I haven't heard back from him. So they've done something with this guy probably, or somebody has, and now, whatever, right? I don't know. Anyway, so you got this law, right? That's coming down here, and it's just terrible. Okay, that's going to kill all these news websites. Okay, and what's going to happen is they will block non-Canadians that aren't in this pay system. Okay, so if you don't pay, you don't get seen by. So whatever. Okay, I mean you can go down here on the second page. And here's where they start talking about C11 and how it doesn't help anybody but the big guys, right? You're talking about a government oversight where there's no accountability. Um, it doesn't help to get you seen by anybody, so it doesn't do anything for me. None of this, you know, it helps little people. Okay, it doesn't help even mid-range people. Okay, this here actually harms bigger people who aren't Canadians too, right? You're gonna suddenly stop seeing a lot of stuff out there because Canada's censoring it. Okay, and it doesn't matter what the politics are. It's just because you're not Canadian. I mean, that's wrong. I want to see. And there was another thing where I saw a video earlier where a guy was talking about in the beginning of February where YouTube's now doing this thing where you can get limited views because you're getting too many views. Like none of this shit makes any sense, right? It's because they want all the small creators to get the hell off YouTube so that they can have Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, and CBC, and some whatever else on there, and you're going to watch the advertisements for this shit and make them a bucket load. All of these people bucket loads of money. That's what they think, and it's wrong because the rest of us. I went and checked out my subscription list today, and I see a ton, almost half of the people that I was subscribed to have stopped posting in the last 5 months. Okay? That's 500 YouTubers who stopped putting videos into YouTube. And they didn't profess about politics. They're all gamers. Okay? So you can just take from that what you want to on that too. Okay? I mean, I can sit here and I have a video camera, right? Just like everybody with OBS. I can videotape me playing the video game. And I'm going to start doing that for every single video that I do from now on. Okay? And why do you say that? Well, when YouTube says that I steal somebody's intro video, I'll say, well, here's me recording me doing the video. Are you saying that's not me? Right? How do you do that? Right? That's 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 what's coming. Okay? It's pretty bad when I gotta make two videos to make one video. But that's my way of getting around saying, hey, you're trying to say my content in my video game is yours when it's not. And how can you prove otherwise? The video is the same on both our hard drives. One's in Russian or one's in English and or whatever. And the only way that you would be able to actually tell the difference would be to do a forensic audit, okay, and have the frame by frame checked, which would cost 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 to probably do in a court of law, right? No, no, I don't have the money for a lawyer, guys. So, I don't feel like fucking spending the next 6 months to a year fighting assholes that YouTube doesn't want to stick up for anybody. I mean, I've shown YouTube in the past people that abuse copyright, like when the BLM people were tomatoing the thing there, and the music came on, and then Sony's agent for the music hit me with a claim, and then I go over to their Twitter and I make a post about this. I said, look, fair use, come on here. As soon as I realized that, I took the sound off. Okay, and if you want, I can edit that out or something like that, right? And right below that was a post with every artist that they represent not being paid for a full year. I showed that post to YouTube, and then they killed the claim. You see? Like, that's the kind of person I am. I'm not here to steal your shit. I'm not here to steal anyone's shit. I do my own fucking thing. That's why I'm into the Unreal Engine, because I can feel that a lot of this, what's happening now, is coming. Okay? That we won't be able to play video games online anymore. That we won't be able to play the intros anymore. We won't be able to uh, tell you what's going on in the world right around us, or any news that we think is relevant to friends of ours, right? I think of every subscriber to me as a friend. Okay? You're a buddy. And I don't want to see you harmed either. That's why I started the process of moving all my shit to Rumble. And then as soon as that started, what happens? They come up with this other bullshit strike. Okay? And it's not the person, and here's the kicker, everybody. This is not the person they're claiming I stole the video from, which I didn't. Okay? Because that person emailed me back 12 hours later saying he took the takedown back, or asked them to remove all this, and thus I would have my strike removed. And the process for doing this doesn't seem to exist. Okay? Once you get the strike, you get the strike, even if it's not justified. That does sound illegal and an abuse of copyright to me. You can't go around um, thrusting people into legal battles when there's nothing illegal having ever been done. You can't say, well, you've done nothing wrong, but we're going to make you go through a court case anyway. That doesn't sound right. And I look at who posts on these pages and says stuff to me, and that. And here's the problem: some of the people that are posting have their own problems. Okay, they were either taking someone else's music and doing their own kind of rendition of it, and they wonder why their channel got whacked, or they were taking memes, which are just other people's images, sliding them all together. And those people had it coming to them eventually, right? It's just, I seen that coming years ago. Like I said, the only thing on my channel is the videos that I don't think will give me any problems, number one. Number two, um, copies and redos of the very videos that were an issue in higher resolution even, okay? So go ahead, you know, try and copy claim those, get, go for it, right? And then we have an innocent guy lose his channel again, and it's going on all the time on Twitter. That's, you look at their thing and everything else. Look what they're talking about. Look what they're promoting. It's garbage. They got nothing anymore. Okay, and this is why everybody else is starting to move to other, trying to is migrating around looking for whatever. The only reason I don't end up on something like Locals or Odyssey is because I don't like Bitcoin. That's my stand right there. It raises costs of my hardware, of my CPU and graphics card. So why would I help that? Okay. Anyway, Rumble seems a good thing, but you got to have people go see it and get the views going, right? Well, the only way I know how to do that is just I got to do some little bit of investment, set up a web server, do the embedding, and invite some people over, let them do their own thing there, make some posts and talk to each other without having to worry about, all this bullshit garbage. Okay. Now the thing being is S210 means that I then have to set up some system where they can register that they're coming to see me online. Like, so then what? The government comes in and says, we're not going to let you do anything, and then they shut you down. So there's too much risk in doing anything anymore. So that idea is killed, right? And what they're doing is, it's like when they brought in those no smoking laws where they said there's 90 feet where you can't smoke, and everybody went 50 feet and nobody cared for a couple of years. And then they decided to enforce the full law. And then people got a few fines and everything else. And this is what they're doing with this law. Oh no, it only affects companies making X number of dollars and whatnot. Bull fucking shit. Bull fucking shit. Don't give me that shit. If you're thinking long term, okay, and you're looking at bills like this and these other bills and the laws, this is just censorship and control, man. You know, like, where was S210? It was another one where they do it like a thinking of the children law, but it's not really about children. It's just so that if you left YouTube and you went to say Rumble, then you got to sign up to the government Rumble sign up thing so they know you're at Rumble, and then they can go in there and they can tell you what to say, how to say it, and everything else bullshit. That's the whole, you know. I thought we beat Nazi Germany in the last World War. Okay, what are all these stupid Joseph Goebbels type laws suddenly making a comeback? Like, piss off with that. Like, I may not agree with Pierre Poilievre supporting those truckers. I may not agree with the truckers, but you know what? They got a right to say something somewhere about it. Okay, that's the whole point to make here. I even said that to another guy. He was an anti-vaxxer and all this other shit. I says, so you must believe that they got little robots inside the vaccine and shit, right? He goes, yeah. I says, you know, there's a guy in Alberta that injected himself 60 frickin' times so that he could hand out fake COVID passports. He's alive and well. Okay, it just probably never get COVID again. You know, his eyes didn't grow funny, his hair didn't fall out, all this. Yeah, see, it's like they're just they're just taking control of everything. It's like they want to turn your PC into a goddamn console. Like I told console players, the reason why, um, certain games are done better on a PC is because you can have control of the keyboard in the game, and you got mods and have all this. You don't get that shit in consoles because you're just you're just there to make them fucking money. That's all it is. You're just a money pit to these people, right? Anyway, uh, yep. I don't know. S210's a ways back in here, but anyway, this is a lawyer and he speaks about it and goes on about it and whatnot. Now, see, once this thing becomes law, I'd have to pay this guy money to a link, and he'd have to collect it, and then he'd have to give it to this big fund that only goes to the big news agencies. So he doesn't even get to make money from the linking. You see, this is where that law is stupid. It's only all this money goes to people we don't watch. What the fuck is that about? Okay, I mean, go back here, and he's got a list of all these companies, right? Where is this shit? Uh, I don't, I don't watch them. I don't watch any of these places. None of them, and yet they'll get all the money. How about that, eh? They could sit there doing nothing anymore. Oh wait, they already do. You can go on any day and you'll see the almost identical headline from all these places. And there's a reason for that. It's called aggregating the news. They all pool in together. Just someone out there is deciding what you get to see, how you get to see it, when you get to see it, etc. I mean, where's all this reporting on the Ukraine war with actual reporters down there that I can see? No, it's always somebody walking around with smoke in the background, days, weeks after a battle happened. Yeah, that we're just gonna let it smolder for a couple of weeks around here. We'll just leave bodies in the street for 3 weeks, according to the satellite imagery. You know, like it's just, and we'll tie them all up with perfectly white, clean ties, right? Like for real. When you pull out some wallets and let's see who some of them people was, right? Yeah. There's no reporting left in the world in that respect. Anyway, gotta go.